It's welcome. Today we discuss about integrated pest management. So introduction, integrated control of the pest was practiced early in this century, well before anyone thought to call it integrated control. Definition, integrated pest management is also known as the integrated pest control that integrates practice of the economic control of pest. IPM aims to suppress the pest population below the economic injury level. IPM is a participatory approach to crop production and protection. This approach is based on ecosystem management and aims to maintain the natural equilibrium. As such, it reduces the risk of damage by pest. This term of IPM was first used in agriculture beginning in 1970s in response to growing knowledge about the negative side effect of pesticide overuse. IPM useful to control pests from causing significant problems. It minimizes the risk hazards to humans and desirable component of their environment. It protects non-target species through reduced impact of pest management activities. IPM helps to reduction of the environmental risk associated to the use of pesticide which include air, soil, surface and groundwater pollution. The increases in the diversity of the fauna related to the pest control. IPM helps in reduce pesticidal resistance, balance ecosystem, loss of biodiversity, better cost and value margin. So here is the nature pest of the IPM. That is how we control the typical pest and disease by adopting these IPM tactics. Like first one, that is eye inspection, and first one we identify, have to know which disease or which causal organism causing which disease or whatever the pest, have to exclude that pest by treatment and monitoring inspection, that is IPM. History, in 1989 IPM task force was established, and in 1990 IPM working group was constituted to strengthen the implementation of the IPM at international level. In 1997 Smith and Atkasian were awarded the World Food Prize for pioneering work on implementation of the IPM. Prior to the World War II, there is some use of the chemicals like use of heavy metal compounds, lead, mercury, arsenic, nerve gases gave the rise of new crop of organic compounds that were found to have insecticidal qualities, carbamates, organophosphates, and organochlorides such as DDT. We become increasingly reliant on their use in a food production and remove insects and carry diseases, but ultimately this leads to chemical crisis where the higher dose of the chemicals become necessary as insects become resistant to that chemical, so it's finally hazards to environment. 2000 BC, the element sulfur was found to help to control mite and insect population. 500 AD to present, some plants found to generate insecticidal and plant and more recently herbicidal compounds like pyrethrin insecticidal, the neem tree, that is neem insecticide, bottle brush plant, then callistomon species herbicidal callistom. It late 1880s inorganic compounds used for insect and fungal organism control, that is Paris green, copper acetoarsenate, Bordeaux mixture, that is copper sulfate and hydrated lime, lead arsenate, then creosote, that is coal tar derivative, sodium hypochlorite solution, that is bleach. In 1970, the United States Environmental Protection Agency, that is EPA, was founded In 1979, the Iowa State University IPM program began. In 1993, called for 75% of the US crop acreage grown under IPM principles by 2000. Importance: the IPM reduces production cost through reduce the level of pesticidal use. Higher quality crops can command better prices in market and contribute to the increased farmer profitability. IPM allows farmers to manage diseases, insects, weeds, and other pests in environmental sound way. IPM an ecosystem approach to crop production and protection that which combines different management strategies and practices to grow healthy crops and minimize the use of pesticide in order to protect their plants farmers to use a spray chemical products. In IPM, plant species and varieties are selected and the environment is managed so as favor to desired plants according to the separate pest problems. If pesticides are needed, treatments are selected to be most environmentally begin and least disruptive to the predators and parasites of the pests. IPM aims to suppress pest population below economic injury level, that is EIL. IPM allows the safer pest control. Introduction and spread of invasive species can also be managed with IPM by reducing risk while minimizing or by maximizing benefits and reducing costs. Concepts: it in its broadest sense, IPM the pest control program that employs the integration combination of techniques to reduce pest population to acceptable levels. The techniques used include crop rotation, trap cropping, tillage, burning, and biological control. Successful IPM programs use for the four-tiered implementation approach, that is identify pests and monitor progress, set action threshold, prevent and control. Set action threshold: before taking any pest control action, IPM sets an action threshold, a point at which pest population or the environmental condition indicate pest control action must be taken. Monitor and identify pest. Not all insect, weeds, and other living organisms require control. Many organisms innocuous, and some of even beneficial IPM programs work to monitor for pests and identify them accurately so that appropriate control decision can be made in conjugation with the action threshold. Prevention: as the first line of the pest control, IPM programs works to manage the crop lawn or indoor space to prevent pests from becoming a threat. In an agriculture crop, this may mean using cultural methods such as rotating between the different crops, selecting pest resistant varieties, and planting pest free rootstock. Control: once monitoring, identification, and action threshold indicate pest control is required and preventive methods are no longer effective or available. IPM's programs then evaluate the proper control methods both for effectiveness and risk. The IPM concept was developed for the realization of most pesticidal application affects both pest and beneficial organism of the crop, sometimes the disadvantages of the grower. IPM systems are flexible and programs may vary with time of year, location, and type of crop. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel.